midweek company. His rating now has him racing in a Saturday company. So a strong enough race for him to resume, but he's a close chance.
Let's get to the Missile Stakes. You've got Brudenell. He's pretty honest, this horse, isn't he? Sort of fronts up, leads fields up, and he's been the punter's friend for a while.
Yeah, no, he's been a real stable favourite. Pretty uncomplicated, puts himself in the right spot. It looks like he's first up by the form guy, but he hasn't really been out of work. Just a few things we've scratched him for various reasons. He's had a tick over trial, so he's going in with a little bit of fitness edge on some of the more established horses who are resuming, but so he's more than capable in a race like this.
The Premier's Cup, as we mentioned before, Adelaide River, and you've got Age of Sail as an emergency there, but you probably get a run.
Probably does. Stayer resuming. He's capable fresh. He's a winner at a mile, first up previously, so he might look a touch outgraded there, but he'll run well. And I mentioned Adelaide River will make a decision race morning. Keep an eye on the weather.
A stack at Port Macquarie Friday, one at Ipswich as well. If I gave you $100 for the weekend, Chris, how would you spend it?
Oh, I'd probably stick with Brudenell because he's so honest and he can handle the ground.
Yeah, he's certainly been. We've loved backing him, especially here at Essendon Track. Hey, Chris, I wish you the best of luck going right through the spring, my friend. Hopefully see a couple of your really good ones down here in Melbourne so I get to see him in the flesh. Wish you all the best, mate, and thank you for your time this morning.
Thanks very much, Miles. Cheers.
Chris Lee's there, always generous with his time with us. Is Chris is absolutely magnificent. Hey, not far away, Jack Turnbull, Rob Archibald, JD Hayes, they are all still to join me. Luke Fernie as well as Blake Shin in the bag of tips. What I did want to mention was just go back, if you do want to go back and have a look, just not by coincidence that we had those two trainers up this morning. Louis done a deep dive and made sure, but that skyline where Rivellino and Skyhook came out of that race, that looked as good a race as there was for those 2-year-olds last season, and they are too. Probably maybe even adding within the law, Tentris. Be hard to rank all of them at the moment. Of course, you've got Mahuna and the like, but horses that you want to see, especially this colt, the 2-done hot colt Rivellino. If he's come back on and looks to tackle another few races, he'll be very, very hard to beat wherever he goes. We're not far away from going to an early news here. I want to leave plenty of room for Jack Turnbull as we've got a stack of runners to get through from the Mar and the Hayes yards, as well as Rob Archibald still to join me. We might even jump to the news just a fraction early if we can. Is that all good, boys? Yep, early news. We're going to come back. Stable Mail will continue on the other side of this. Jack Turnbull to join me.
Powered by Signet, making SEN News headlines. An idea to increase the GST will be considered at an upcoming economic roundtable that would see the tax increase to 15% in exchange for a $3,300 rebate for every Australian. Telco's on notice after a damning report shows many providers are falling short in supporting customers in financial hardship. In the US, 5 soldiers are in hospital after they were reportedly shot by a sergeant at an army base. And studies show brain activity crucial to cognition and emotion drops after just minutes of scrolling on social media. Coming up next, SEN Sport. No change on the coaching front at Carlton, with Michael Voss being backed by the board after a 5-hour meeting. In basketball, the Boomers have kicked off their Asian Cup campaign with a 97-61 win over South Korea. And in Big Bash cricket, after 8 seasons, Kane Richardson is leaving the Melbourne Renegades. It's believed he's going to the Sydney Sixers.
Join the conversation. Text us on 0499 736 736. Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back. This is Stable Mail. Miles Pfitzner with you right around the country thanks to Bet365. It's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365. Always love chatting to this man. He's very generous with us because it takes a long time to get through the runners. His name is Jack Turnbull. Good morning, Jack.
Morning, Miles. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. How are you guys getting on? Pretty wet up in New South Wales. I was sort of going through the New South Wales trainers this morning. You're sort of ending up with more horses down here than up there just because of the weather?
Yeah, we are. We've definitely set them down, the ones that are favoured to better ground. I mean, naturally too, they've had a trial or two and have to come down to Victoria if their program suggests. But talking to Kieran, talking to my father, it's very wet up there, and I'm glad I'm in Victoria for the moment.
Yeah, so am I. Hey, everyone well rested, gearing up for a big spring. It's a massive spring for you guys. You've got a host of chances running through. I won't sort of go through them with you today because I've got enough horses to ask you about, but you must be pretty excited for this. You hold a pretty good hand.
We do, yeah. It's one of the better times of the year. I mean, you've got your younger stock, 2 just turned 3. They're coming up. They're maturing. They've had a run or they're jumping out the ground, and then your better horses going towards the cups and your sprinting types are about to kick off like those ones today. Dozie's having a second. You got another Will having his second. Jamie's gone up. So it's all very exciting stuff, even though the weather's not with us just yet.
Have you laid eyes on another Will or Gringotts recently? My mail was that those two returned from a bit of a break and they just looked absolute specimens.
They have done very well. It's the first time another Will, he put on 40 for the break, which he's a bit of a Freddo. He sleeps with the light on that horse, and it's the first time we're able to actually spell him, but have a bit of a routine, like similar to being in England. So he had that at Bong Bong and did fantastic. So he's just big, he's strong, and hopefully he comes back a true weight for age performer such as Gringotts.
Are you right with me to run through Sydney and Moonee Valley? I know you've got some that are dual nommed, and I'll do my best not to try and read them out twice. But have you made decisions on most of these horses as to which way they go? Like even Bereska, whether that goes to Brisbane and or Randwick, are those decisions made yet?
Mostly, yeah, but that's fine. Yeah, I'll
Yep.
work through them and I can give you the heads up.
Well, we'll start at Randwick, race 3, number 5, Bereska, mate.
She at this stage will stay in Sydney/New South Wales. Drawn much better there. So yeah, she'll take her part in New South.
A couple here for Dynamic, race 4, number 2, Axius.
Axius drawn 2. Seems to be profiling the right way. He won first time out nicely, and last one was good. So I can't see any reason why we can't hold that so long as he gets to the ground if he continues to reign.
Let's get to race number 5. Number 5, Hide You By. Probably drawn a fraction wider here, but I'd suggest would handle this sort of weather going.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. We're confident. He's had 3 goes in it from memory. He's had a win and a couple of placings, and he's got fitness on his side, which is key, and conditioning is one of the biggest elements of that. So confident he'll be fine. And drawing out might be a good thing considering how the track has been.
Well, speaking of drawing out, we go to race 6. You've got Flamin' Romans out of 14 and Piggyback out of 15. We'll start with Flamin' Romans. It was a nice win at Caulfield in that 78. Doesn't look like the going would be too much of a concern for him.
No, the track would be all right. He's another one that's dual accepted. At this stage, he probably stays in Victoria, but we're gonna have a further conversation around lunchtime today. But he's just probably favoured Victoria, and there's a nice little race for him in a couple of weeks if that is the case.
I really like this horse, Piggyback. There's more wins to come, surely.
100%, yeah. Beaten by one of ours last week, Juju Kaibo, who was very good, but he's run a couple of big figures lately and definitely a horse on the up. So I think the backup will be no problem. Drawing out, like I mentioned, might be okay, but we'll have a chat to Adam and work that out closer to Saturday.
Now, some of these look like they may be double nommed. I'm trying to get it right. Race 9, let's go to Glory Days first.
Yeah, he'll take his part.
Yep.
Loves the wet track. Loves the mile 18. He's been placed really well. Royal Supremacy, we'll have to just wait and see. Drawn wide there. He's headed towards better races, hopefully. Interpretation, he is back again, which is very exciting, hoping towards another Melbourne Cup berth. He had a nice break and has been prepped up at the beach there in New South, so that'll be good. And Cosmic Vega, if he does run, conditions will definitely suit. I mean, he won the Country Cup, which escapes me at the moment, in a Kilmore Cup on a heavy 10. So if he gets back to ground like that, he will definitely go a leg.
Nana's Wish stay up there for race 10 or maybe Melbourne?
He will, yeah. She's just drawn better, and at this stage, although she's improved last prep, she's not just a wet tracker. She has won on all surfaces, but at this stage, she will stay up in Sydney.
Let's go to the Valley. Race 1 over the 2040 here. We'll start with the 2 Rise to It.
Rise to It, he's travelled down. Firmer surfaces is what he needs, and he does get that in Victoria, as we just spoke. So it'd be good to get him back to some form. He's just dipped and dived a little bit of late, but it's a very even race. We also trained Flata Trone, his second pick. She's only just coming off a maiden. She's on the minimum, but she's got a big task ahead of her, so we are realistic of that. Good booking in Jamie, and Lording, another one that we've just mixed up his training. He's very fit. We've put the visors on, trained him differently here at Cranbourne, both tread and track, and he gets back to a track which he's very effective at.
Race 2, number 2, we'll start with Flamin' Romans. Good each way price? Yeah,
exactly. And the trip's fine. It's what he needs. We've put headgear on. We put it on for the 2000 last week, but he will race in it this weekend. And Jenny Vermoose, she's in great shape. Had a nice little let up at Tony's farm off the back of her last run, and the 25 looks to be ideal.
Let's get to race number 6. Now, I think this horse has got a lot of upside, Oyster Lane.
Certainly does, yeah. He's been a bit stiff to be beaten and still be a maiden, but it's good form to have, albeit he's run two races for 2 seconds, but he's definitely destined for better races. Hopefully we can win this weekend, and then he can target races like the McNeil and the Mackenzie in the coming weeks.
You've got Angel Ladder in there as well, drawn a fraction wider.
Yeah, she's likely to go to Adelaide. Has drawn 7 there, which is tricky enough, but I'd say we're better off going to Adelaide on that track than taking on Oyster, drawn 10.
Let's go to race 7. A few to get through here. We'll start with the 2 Smoking Romans. Goes first up here for Luke Cartwright.
That's right. He only had a little let up. He only had 2.5 weeks out, so he's got pretty good residual there. He will be beaten for toe, I would imagine. Had a little trial last Wednesday at Caulfield, but he's won for the futures. Charterhouse pushes forward from 4. Blake got to know him a bit last start. He seems to be finding a bit of form. Stay at Darty, he's the pick of the 4 just off recent exposed form. He's one that will probably go to the Archer in a month, and then possibly a Bart, pending how he does perform. Relentless Voyager, second half from that alley. He's another one that heads towards the Archer as well.
As we mentioned, Nana's Wish might be staying in Sydney, so we go to 9. We go to the 14 Naval Academy.
Yeah, he ran okay last start. He's just got a little bit tricky in the gates, but Jamie had him sorted out last start, which was good. He's a bad breather, so it's all about rhythm with him. But drawing 6, it should be fine. Even if he's in a 3 wide line, no cover, that's fine. We'll just keep him happy in travel. And Namesake's drawn sticky, unfortunately. I thought he returned well. He's 2 weeks to this, but the gate does not help, so we're going to have to just work that one out closer to Saturday.
I'll ask you if I can too. Recommendation goes to the Behemoth Stakes over 1200 over there in Adelaide.
Yeah, it certainly does. It's a really good race for him. Weight for age, the perfect trip. So we're hoping he does get back to his best form. He's threatened the last couple, but he's just finding horses that are younger, a little bit more vibrant, and that sort of last 100 or so just getting the better of him. But definitely going there back to Adelaide, he's there to win.
Well, I had a couple of text messages come in. We'll get to them in a second. I'm going to give you $100 for Randwick, and I'm going to give you $100 for the Valley, Jack.
$100, right. I'm going to go with Glory Days for Randwick.
Yep.
Stick with him. And can't go past the Oyster, race 6 and
Beautiful.
At the Valley.
Yeah, I didn't mind Oyster Lane. If you get past Esher, you win the race. It's almost that simple, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah. Hey, Jack, couple of things off the text. Someone said, do you know much about Signature Scent's spring plan?
I do. Yeah, we certainly do. She had a nice tick-over jump out last week. She heads to the Quizette, Craig Williams booked. Beyond that, we're open as to where we head. She's very quick, bred to actually get a little bit further. So she's an interesting candidate, but she also has stacks of ability.
You mentioned Juju Kabu before. That horse looks like it's only sort of just scraping the surface at the moment. He's probably got a really good one in him, doesn't he?
Yeah, we're confident he does.
Yeah.
Similar to Mole to Federer. Whether or not that's this spring, it may come a bit quick. Like, he's got a very low handicap, so realistically, he's probably an autumn horse at those better races, especially in the handicaps. But there's every chance he might poke through to a Country Cup or a Bendigo or something like that later this spring.
Last three, I do promise, mate. You've been so generous with us, and I probably owe you another beer at the Botanical. But hey, Light Infantry Man, he looks like he's probably in for a big one as well.
Yeah, he's another one that's done really well. He's about to kick off and get going. He'll probably have the first few runs up in Sydney.
Yep.
But his main aim will be the Cox Plate. But he'll kick off in the Links at this stage.
Duke de Sessa, of course, it's going to depend on what sort of weight he gets going around the place, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, he did sustain a bit of a laceration to a hind leg, so we're just getting that better for the moment. So he might have a delayed start to his spring campaign, but we'll just have to keep you posted on that.
And the one that I'm really looking forward to is Middle Earth.
Middle Earth, yeah, we have him down at Cranbourne now. He kicks off in a 2,000 quality end of the month, onwards to races such as the Turnbull, Caulfield Cup, and ideally the Melbourne Cup.
Mate, I'm sorry to pepper you like that. I do apologise, but everyone wants to know what's going on, and no one's done it better than you. So greatly appreciated. Go well, and look forward to a good spring from you and the team at Mar Racing.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Jack Turnbull there from the Mar Racing team. That is a lot of horses. A lot of horses. I'm trying to write. Should see my book here. I was trying to write as fast as I could. I'll have to go back and listen to that as a podcast. Hopefully Merv and a few that were in off the text got an idea. Like we mentioned, we did get an opportunity with him. He was on a roll there, Jack. Knew every horse and where it was going and what he was doing there. Unbelievable. What we will do, we'll try and clear a break. When I come back on the other side of this, Rob Archibald to join me. And we'll continue right through Stable Mail. This is all thanks to Bet365. It's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365. Imagine what you could be buying instead.
Join the conversation. Text us on 0499 736 736. Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back. Miles Pfitzner with you, all thanks to Bet365. It's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365. Just remember, coming up a bit later, we've still got the weekend preview. Ben Calusi to join me in studio with the boys, and we'll run through where some of the odds are at with Bet365 over the weekend. It's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365. Imagine what you could be buying instead for free and confidential support. Visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Not Rob, it'll be Annabelle to join me very, very shortly. JD Hayes, Blake Shin, Luke Fernie still to come. Massive edition of Bag of Tips still to come as well. And we've got plenty to cover right throughout the show. If you do have any questions on the show, 0499 736 736. Don't forget, it's all live streamed too. You can jump on the live stream on YouTube and or Facebook. You can watch the show wherever it is, right around the country. Let's hear from Annabelle now. She joins me this morning. Annabelle, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Annabelle, first, before we just tuck into these horses, that win of, is it Duke of Treaties yesterday at Sandown? That was super. There was some handy horses in that race. Yeah, no, it was a nice win and didn't come as a surprise to us either. We've always had a nice opinion of him. I thought he'd win his maiden at Newcastle, but it was just quite green that day. But probably promised to improve into wherever he went next, and he certainly did that. So it was good to see. Annabelle, I'm asking the trainers, especially in New South Wales, how they're getting on at the moment with the weather. Sort of trying to get through on some of these tracks. It looks pretty difficult. Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm in Melbourne at the moment, actually, trying to keep away from the wet. So you took the flight down. Yeah, exactly. It is difficult, particularly when you're getting the very heavy tracks, because I find some horses handle sort of normal heavy ground, but that super heavy ground, it takes a certain sort of horse to enjoy those conditions. So, it's sometimes hard to make a decision whether to run or not, and often you regret it if they don't handle it. We'll start at the Valley if we can. Race 2, number 3, I Am the Empire, over 2,500 metres. Yeah, good win the other day, good ride by Ryan Houston, who's on him again. He's the sort of horse that likes to just dictate on pace. This is harder again, obviously, but the Valley might be his sort of track. He's a horse that likes to roll along up on speed. Have you made a decision on Nellie Laylax in race 7? Will that be Melbourne or Sydney? Well, I think Racing Australia have made a decision for me because I'm 6th emergency in Sydney. That would have been my preference because he's superior he is one that wants very heavy tracks, but he'll stay in Melbourne purely just because he'll get a run. And actually, I was a bit worried about running him on a better surface at Flemington last start because all his form overseas is on wet tracks. But he actually ran well. So he was only beaten a length and a half. Probably doesn't worry me as much now. And he's another horse that makes his own luck up on pace. So the Valley could suit also. We'll go to Sydney. Race 4, number 8, Atalia. If I got that right, Adelaide goes first up here, but looks like a horse that can win. Again, I wouldn't want it too heavy. I'm not sure how she'd go in really wet ground, but she's quite a sort of gross-doing filly. She might take a run or two just to tighten up and come to hand, but she's certainly got ability on her day. We'll go to race number 6 up there. We'll start with Cormac T. Looks like it can handle the wet, but it depends what sort of heavy maybe. Yeah, exactly. He has one on a 10, I think, albeit that might have been in a Class 1. But he's probably at the end. This is probably his last run of the prep. He's very fit. He's had quite a few runs, but conditions that'll suit. And he stays for fun. So he's probably a winning chance there. Funambulist at a big quote, but did win on the heavy last start. Yeah, he's probably one of the ones in the stable. Him and Nellie Laylax are the two horses that the wetter the better. So that's why we thought we'd probably back him up because it's not often, he's a hard horse to win with in that he wants
heavy tracks to win, but it's hard to predict the forecast. And obviously these stayers take a while to get fit. So he's got to be running on the right day, fit and ready to go when the tracks strike heavy. And, you know, we've only had that scenario occasionally. So we were lucky to strike his conditions last week and he won. And looks like we might get the same sort of conditions again on Saturday. So I think he's probably one of our better chances on the day, actually, just purely due to the track conditions.
Oh, beautiful. The 15 at Majorian for Nocky the jockey.
Yeah, he's the same, likes a wet track, very genuine, seems to have improved this campaign. So I thought his run at Canterbury was very good, and he'll suit getting on a bigger track as well.
We spoke about Nelly being that emergency there, but who knows what's going to happen. We'll go to race number 10, number 1, Lincoln Rocks first up, but this has also been a sort of unplaced, only one go on the heavy in its career.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him at such big odds, to be honest. He's a good horse on his day. He's shown that he won couple of races, obviously won well at the Valley, but I think he probably likes the wet. He's only had one trial, so that's maybe a slight knock, but that being said, he's done as much work as any other horse in the stable, if not more. He's pretty forward going into this. We've done plenty of groundwork with him, and Braith takes a little bit of weight off, so he'll obviously improve with the run and probably improves up in distance, but he's a horse that can run well fresh.
And just a 3 at Eagle Farm here, race 1. Number 6, Cadal, looks like you've placed this horse well. Very consistent horse, just without breaking through.
He's like Tom Melbourne. He runs second every time he goes out. So, look, small field. Hopefully, he should be able to be up on the pace. Small field, and hopefully he can... we haven't managed to win a race with him. I think we've placed nearly every time out with him, so he's been a bit frustrating for us, but hopefully Saturday can be his day.
Race 3, number 4, you've got Zoo Prince. Cody Collis takes the ride, who I've got a lot of time for.
Yeah, nice rider, Cody. He'll have to be from barrier 14 as well, so a bit of a sticky draw. He may wait for another week, but we'll just see what the scratchings look like on Saturday morning.
And race 4, number 12, Native King.
Talented horse, but very tricky horse. You'll see we've trialled him a lot, just trying to teach him to settle and relax. So when the penny does drop, he'll be one of those horses that salutes at massive odds. But I do feel his last couple of trials, he was doing things a lot better and running through the line. So, look, he'd be. I'd imagine. I haven't seen the price. I'd imagine he's 100 to 1. But if he can do everything right, he'll run a lot better than that.
Annabelle, in 10 seconds, if I gave you $100, how would you spend it this weekend?
Oh, I think I would put 50 each way on Funambulist.
I greatly appreciate it, Annabelle. Go well and good luck through the spring.
Thank you.
Annabelle Archibald there. We're going to jump to a break. We'll be back on the other side of this.
Join the conversation. Text us on 0499 736 736. Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back. This is Stable Mail, Giddy Up for Gareth Hall. Miles Pfitzner with you. Thank you for a few of your texts. A few came in to ask Chris Lees a question. That was almost an hour ago now, so I do apologise, but he's already gone. If you want to text for anything for JD Hayes, 0499 736 736. He's going to join me on the other side of the 9 o'clock news. I've still got Luke Fernie and JD to join me. Blake Shin will try to join me around about 9:30. Be good to have a chat to him. Bag of tits, Paul Sebastiani to talk all things AFL, NRL, and the fact that Carlton didn't sack their coach yesterday when everyone thought they were going to. Someone must have stepped up. Mate, I'm a Voss fan, but they call a board meeting, goes that long. It's almost like a photo. The longer it goes, the more chance it's either a dead eat or you lost it. And then the weekend preview, Ben Calusi, Bet365, it's never ordinary. Dean Watling and Mickey Gannon. Massive edition. And then Mitch Lewis to join us in the second half of that as well. Don't go anywhere. Still 2 more hours. Back in a moment.
Powered by Signet. Good morning, I'm Nath Gardner with SEN News. A Perth man thrown from the top deck of a speedboat when it flipped in Bali has arrived back home. 3 people, 2 from China and an Indonesian man, were killed when the vessel hit a freak wave. Liam Kerr was among 5 Australian tourists on board, telling Nine he went into survival mode.
A younger Indonesian guy who was there, who kind of actually couldn't swim, and he grabbed hold of me. And so I kind of pushed him away because there was nothing I could really do. And he was actually one of the guys that passed away.
SA Premier Peter Malinauskas has scoffed at wild theories behind the cause of the state's toxic algal bloom. There were conspiracies that Chinese warships and desalination plants were a factor. The Premier says it's a combination of floods and a marine heatwave that is to blame. An army sergeant in the US has allegedly opened fire on his own colleagues at Fort Stewart in Georgia. 5 soldiers have been taken to hospital. All are in stable conditions and expected to make full recoveries. The 28-year-old alleged shooter was quickly apprehended by other soldiers who witnessed the shooting. The US and Russia have met for ceasefire talks over the Ukraine war in what's been described as constructive and useful. Russia has under 2 days to agree to peace or face new economic sanctions. And Meta shut down nearly 7 million WhatsApp accounts linked to scammers in the first half of this year and is ramping up its safeguards. Up next, SEN Sport. Basketball's Asia Cup is underway and boomer Jack McVeigh's 20 points has helped steer Australia to a 97-61 win over South Korea in their opening match. And the Tahiti Pro, the last stop on surfing's championship tour, begins tomorrow morning. Surfers have been treated to a monster swell to warm up for the event.
Join the conversation. Text us on 0499 736 736. Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back. This is Giddy Up for Gareth Hall. All thanks to the team at Bet365. It's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365. Stable mail continues. Miles Pfitzner with you around the country. The texts are rolling in. We'll do our absolute best to answer all of those. Joining me is one of the Hayes Partnership trainers in JD Hayes. JD, hello to you, mate.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Hey, JD, didn't get the call up to the Darwin trip. Only one of you could go.
Yeah, no, Will got the call up, so I think he had a bit of a good time too. So,
how did he return? Because I was on the flight with him on the way back.
Yeah, no, he said he slept the whole way.
Yeah, so did I. I think a few of us slept the whole way back. Hey, it's a good trip though. Mate, how's everything shaping up for the spring? You guys must be excited.
No, really excited. We've got some really quality horses coming through, and I think we've got the bases loaded for potentially, hopefully, a very good spring.
What have you liked so far from some of these young stock returning? That's where I sort of want to concentrate. A lot of texts, saying, is there a favourite one here, there or everywhere? Have you got sort of a favourite horse that's gone 3 that's come back and you've gone, gee whiz, this horse has returned something else?
Probably Scenic Point. She was 2 for 2 last preparation, and she's really gone to another level. She's grown beautifully, and it'd be good if Ron Monless could have a star, because I think she might be ticking those boxes. Her last trial down the straight was pretty special.
Is she going to be a sprinter, or do you reckon she can cover the mile?
We actually are we're not too sure. She's very good over the sprinting distances, but she might be even better over a mile. So we're sort of going to kick her off in the Gazette and then plot a path to a 1400 and then make the call there whether we drop back or push onto the mile.
And the only other one I think I'd ask you on, Arkansas Kid off the text, is that maybe a Manicato horse?
He is going to run in the Regal Roller. Could be a Manicato horse, but our Manicato horse most likely is going to be War Machine. Beautiful.
Mate, let's get stuck into the weekend. Now, you've got Gin Spirit and Beast Mode, Adelaide and Melbourne. Have you made decisions on those yet?
They're both going to Adelaide.
Beautiful. Well, I'll start there. Race 3, number 1, Gin Spirit for Rochelle Milnes, and looks very well placed here compared to probably that Melbourne race.
Yeah, it looks well placed, and she does need to. She was quite disappointing first up, and her trial was only okay, the Tick Over trial. We just think she hates Caulfield, which is a bit of a funny one. So hopefully we're right, and she finds her form back over in Adelaide.
Yeah, well, some of them do. It's a bit like some hate the Valley and some love it. Race 4, number 1, Beast Mode. Billy Egan to ride there. Look, looks like it has a lot of ability, this horse, just maybe struggling to win one.
Yeah, he's consistent. Still can't believe he got beat first up in Adelaide, so we're going back there with a big weight. I do feel like he's got the big weight because he's got the best credentials, so we're placing him as back and grade as possible. Hopefully he can get to the winner's stall.
Let's get over to Moonee Valley. We go to race 4. Now, you've got number 3, Oak Hill. Goes up in a really good race here, the Benchmark 100. You draw inside, you get Blake Shin. What this horse managed to do sort of at the end of April and even just into May looked like that he was in for a bigger campaign when he came back.
Yeah, he only had 10 days in the paddock, so he's got really good residual fitness. He's come up, he's had the one trial, so he's got plenty of improvement to come. I think this will blow the cobwebs out and have him spot on for the stakes race at the Valley in 2 weeks' time.
Let's get to race 5. You've got the 6, Marshall Music.
Yeah, he's on the quick back up. I thought he was very good at Cranbourne the other day, carrying the big weight. He gets every favour from the barrier. It is a sharp step up in grade, but he's going to run a cheeky race.
And you've got the 7, Stolly Bolly. Fascinating, this horse. I've watched him for a little bit. He looks like he's above average.
He is above average. He's been trialling up super. We're not too sure if we want to run it at the Valley from 8 because there is a perfectly good race for him at Caulfield next week. So we're still undecided as to whether we're going to run. Let's
go to race number 6. Tough affair this, and maybe a big ask for Hello Romeo, the 1.
Yeah, he's got the good winter residual fitness on him though, and he is in very good form. So if he is going to be able to put one up, it's probably here with the weight off too, so he gets every possible, but he probably is a summer horse.
The 3, Bakash. Now, you've drawn ugly here, but this horse has got another big win in it. I don't think there's any doubt about that, especially after that last run at Flemington.
Yeah, no, he's a super horse. It's just such a shame at Barry. Barriers dictate everything. So we're leaning towards going around. So when we seen the barrier, it was Blake Shin's problem. But we'll have a really good think about it. He's a good horse.
Yeah, I'm talking to Shinny in about 20 minutes. I'll tell him exactly that. Race 8, number 2, you've got Reset the Jazz here. Let's put a nice couple together.
Yes, he's a really strong galloper. He sat 3 deep to trip and still found the line nicely. So hopefully he can do it again up in grade.
And then race 9, number 10, you've got Luna Cat.
Yeah, she's not the real punter's friend because she doesn't find the winner's circle much, but she's been racing very consistently. She has posted a big win at the Valley before. That's probably gone all the way back as a 3-year-old, but she does like the Valley, and if she gets the right splits at the right time, she could figure. I
won't run through all of Geelong with you, mate. You've been good with your time, but have you got something that maybe the punters can lean into at Geelong on Friday? Got a stack there.
I'm going to be really brave and tip Navy Nina at $1.90. She should go 2 for 2.
Race 6, number 12, mate, for Johnny and Aussie. That'd be good. Jamie in the saddle. Mate, if I gave you $100 between the Valley and Morfettville over the weekend, how would you spend it?
I'd probably back Oak Hill. I'd just go for Oak Hill. I think he's come back in good order.
Yeah, especially from that good draw. Mate, thanks so much for your time as always. Best of luck through the spring and looking forward to seeing some of your stars return, my friend.
Thank you very much.
JD Hayes there. They're always generous, those guys, and flew back with Johnny and Will and the team on very, very early, on Tuesday morning. I think we're all at the airport at about 4 o'clock, maybe 10 past 4. It's a pretty rough start to the day, I can assure you. We're going to jump to a break. On the other side of this, one of SEN Track's favourites, Luke Fernie, to join me. We'll have a chat to Luke about how his stable's going, what's happening over there in WA, state of the tracks. Still got bag of tips still to come. And we've also got Blake Shin still to join us, as well as the Punters Club that we're going to talk some betting in sport and the weekend preview. Plenty more to come. We'll be back on the other side of this.
Join the conversation. Text us on 0499 736 736. Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Well, welcome back. This is Stable Mail. 9:15 on your Thursday morning, wherever you are right around the country. Hopefully to Josh. There's a few texts. Jason. Who else have we got? Some without names here. Hopefully that chat with JD Rooster. Hopefully it asked some of your questions. All thanks to Bet365. Imagine what you can be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. You can tune into Racing WA TV on 7+, your ultimate destination for everything racing in the West. It is time for...
The Western Whip Around. Tune in to Racing WA TV on 7+, your ultimate destination for everything racing in the West.
I always love chatting to this man when we head west. I speak of LK Fernie. Hello to you, Lukey.
Hey, Miles. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you getting on at the moment? It's been probably a bit wetter over there in WA than you would normally get at the moment.
Yeah, it's certainly not enjoyable weather. I would have much preferred to be up in Darwin with you having a few frothies, but we'll keep punching through.
Yeah, there were certainly a couple consumed. Hey, tell us, what's it been like with the track situation over there between Belmont, Pinjarra and Bunbury? I mean, Bunbury's probably copped the rough end of the stick there, as we could see weather-wise, but Pinjarra probably hasn't been all that great either, really, from the amount of work it's got.
Yeah, it's been a nightmare for everybody involved, and I mean the tracks that have copped the brunt of the work are certainly paying the price for it now. But the positive to it is that we haven't missed any racing, which has been fantastic. Everybody sort of stood up and done the best that they could with a bad situation, and hopefully there's sun shining at the end of it. The track looks to be playing really well at Belmont, the last couple of meetings that they've had there, so I can't see there being any more issues with it, and hopefully we've seen the back end of everything that's happened.
Before we get stuck into some of your runners, mate, you've always got an eye for a young horse, as we know. I remember one of the ones that you sold to, they sold to the Snowden boys. It was pretty handy too that you picked out. But have you got a young horse coming through maybe that we could keep an eye on, maybe one that's 2 gone 3 or an upcoming 2-year-old?
I've got one having its first run back today, Rigatoni, that's quite a nice horse. She'll step out today. I think 1100 might be on the shorter side for her, but she's going to be one to follow over the next month or two. I think she's got a motor there, and another one, Spicy Fang. She's in the same boat, so they're two to follow around.
Spicy Fang and Rigatoni, well named too. Let's go to Belmont. We go to race number 1. Chanel Cooper, she's riding superbly. I had a good chat to Terry about her a while ago that she was going to be maybe a sort of a 3-kilo claimer to watch. She's riding a few at the moment, but you've got her on Slip the Jab here from 6.
Yeah, 53 is a big plus for him. He's on an overly big horse. I've actually said to Gareth that I like his horse before on the show, and he let me down a couple of times. I'm still trying to just get a good handle on the horse. He works really good behind the scenes, and he's a jump and run type of horse, and he slipped coming out of the gates at Bunbury first up, and I think we've taken the winkers off him this week to hopefully just have him a little bit more relaxed coming out of the machines, and if you can find the top, he'll certainly give some cheek. Don't
worry, I won't put cold water on it like Gareth can, so you can you tip him to me, mate. We'll be fine. Let's go to race number 7. This is one of my absolute favourite horses. I love Man Crush. What a horse he's been.
Yeah, he's a star, mate, and he sort of looked after himself a little bit going through that track at Bunbury first up. He'd been around a few times and didn't feel that comfortable underfoot, so he sort of looked after himself and just went around with him. But I'd imagine he should jump a lot closer to the speed this week, and he's come on in his work, being on top of the ground, hopefully, and a newer pad should make him feel a little bit more comfortable. He certainly needs to improve on his first up run. You don't like seeing him not be competitive like he was, but I'm just putting that down to a once-off for him, and he should bounce back to where I need him to be.
You've also got the 12 Storm Chaser here, Chrissy Parnham, 54 kilos, drawn 11. Went that first run back at Ascot where it beat Super Session there. That was a great win.
Yeah, he's probably the pick of the two for my yard in that race. He's he's going really well. I've always thought he'll level up as a top line sprinter over here, and 54 is a big key for him on Saturday against some well-performed sprinters. He needs to step up to stakes grade now, but he's done everything that he needed to do in ratings races, and looks to be a nice race for him.
Plan for him from 11, wind in the lines, drawn inside, whatever. You're going to try and get a backside to cut across, sort of midfield or better?
He'll probably just go back. I feel as though when he chases, you see the best of him, and his couple of wins at Belmont sitting back and swooping have been phenomenal, so I think we'll go with that. Game plan with him.
Yep. Yeah, he looks one to sort of certainly follow. We've got Rigatoni and Spicy Thing in our book, mate. If I gave you $100 for the whole weekend, how would you spend it?
Yeah, a Storm Chaser, mate. All back Storm Chaser.
Beautiful. Hey, mate, looking forward to catching up with you again when I go over there. We're probably overdue for a beer or two, you and I. Look after the horses, look after Terry for me, and I'll see you again soon.
See you, bud. Have a good day.
Luke Fernie there, absolute ripper. Hey, make sure you put Rigatoni and Spicy Thing in the book. There's no doubt Luke can certainly train, and he can find a young horse. What we might do, I reckon it's time for this. Let's do this.
The Giddy Up Bag of Tips for Oz Equipment Rentals. Supplying equipment to the construction, mining and roadworks industries. OzEquipment.com.
It's time for Bag of Tips, thanks to the Ultimate Hotel, right in the heart of the Mallee, just down the road from Swan Hill. Swing by for a cold beer, and of course, Oz Equipment Rentals, supplying equipment to the construction, mining and roadworks industries. Go to ozequipment.com. Of course, it's all thanks to Bet365. Top Tote Plus, you get the best part across all three national totes. Imagine what you can be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. We're going to start with our Bet Boost horse after it went under yesterday to handy one of Annabelle Neesham's. I didn't watch the race, Paulo. I was elbows deep, but bad, no good. He's going to tell me.
It was just too good. I thought when we peeled off its back, we were just going to go straight past it. But it's typical when they go back to the Lakeside circuit, those leaders can sometimes
fold up.
They can sometimes get away with it.
I'll talk to you very shortly. Let's go. Our Mitch Lewis Ballarat tip, race 6, number 3, All in Vain. That will also be your Bet Boost horse that'll go up very shortly on Bet365. You'll get better odds at Bet365. So Ballarat, race 6, number 3, All in Vain. Let's get to Luke Havanassian's. Kembla Grange will go first. Race 1, number 3, Feasible. That's 1-3, Feasible. And race 3, number 1, Oh Invincible. 3-1. So Kembla Grange 1-3 and 3-1. That's pretty easy to remember. Let's go to Tamworth for Luke Havanassian. Race 5, number 7, Another Peach. 5-7 and 6-5. Great idea. Race 6, number 5. Great idea. So 5-7 and 6-5 at Tamworth. We've got Amanda Rando's tip. She's back. She's confident. She's keen. All thanks to Harness Racing New South Wales, the home of the Carnival of Cups, where Australian music royalty meets quality harness racing action. She has a couple here at Penrith. Race 2, number 10, Sinaloa, 2-10. And race 3, number 8, Nitro Danny, 3-8. And, of course, for the star, Darren Carroll at Ballarat, race 1, number 5, Tiny, Tiney, like it, race 1-5, and 8-8 Kimchi. So Ballarat Harness, 1-5, 8-8. It's time to head to our expert over in South Australia for expert greyhound racing tips. Follow at The Dogs SA on Twitter or Greyhound Racing SA on Facebook. I speak of Toddy Gray. Hello, Toddy.
Hey, Miles. How are we this morning, mate?
Yeah. Not bad, mate. I'm battling through. It's been a big week. I've got a big day. We've got a lot on. And I need some winners, mate, at Angle Park to make me feel better. Where are we?
Alrighty, we'll fly through them. 4 races we're looking at tonight. Bit of a tricky program. I'm not attaching the word best bet to anything tonight, but I've got 4. So race 5, number 5, Isabella's Blitz is the smallest one of the 4, I would say. Heat of the national distance as well. Why this favourite, I agree, is hard to beat. There's a little bit of speed coming across from the outside. It might be out of pressure it early, and I just think Isabella's Blitz can get a bit of a handy run through the race. Look, if the favourite doesn't get cleaned up early, then it wins, but where black figures the drum, I think we can at least run second, even if it doesn't. So race 5, number 5, Isabella's Blitz, the smallest of the 4.
Beautiful.
After that, we're going to race 7, number 4, Born Model. This dog was a massive run last start. It missed a kick very uncharacteristically. showed such good nous and field sense to weave through to passage and run with the best of the night. I don't see it jumping bad twice in a row. Race 7, number 4, Born Model should be getting the chocolates in race 7.
Race 7,
then race
number
9.
4. Yep.
Race 9, number 3, Wreaking Havoc's the next 1 miles. And this one, we got 3 dividends here, and I'm going to use that. This is each way for mine. Look, very, very tough dog to catch. If it jumps well, very competitive. If it gets pressured, it spits the dummy, to be honest with you. But we can lead this. There's no pace in 2, very little pace in 4. We can pressure this favourite in 1, which hasn't had a 500 for about its last 6 or 7 starts. If we can lob in the first 2 or 3 going around that first turn, we can stay there. So race 9, number 3, Wreaking Havoc, probably my little value play for tonight. It's around $7 or $8. And race 12, number 5, the last one, Iron Atlas. Moral beaten last start, but that's what having a guts draw in the Greyhound Racing and Duty at the first turn. We got a guts draw again, virtually against the same field. Again, we just had our legs took out from underneath us. We got half a length in front, just about the crossing got cleaned up, still ran second. If we get around the first turn safe and sound, copy and paste last week, we should be too good. So race 12, number 5, Iron Atlas.
Toddy, you're an absolute star. Speaking of which, did I see something recently? Do you have a stand-up gig recently? Did you go into a comedy show recently?
Yeah, I did. I got to go down and be the support act for one of my favourite local comics, Mark Ryan, down in Lyndock, and did a 20-minute set. So I'm getting up there to actually be able to do pretty long gigs these days. So I'm hoping in the next year or 2 I can do my own little special at the Fringe. Went down very well actually, but it's good. They liked a little bit of smut, a little bit too. I won't tell anything at this hour in the morning.
Oh, mate, that's my kind of humour. Absolutely all over it. And look, Lyndock could be pretty receptive to that sort of stuff too. There.
Oh, they did. It was my people, Miles. My people. They like a little bit of the filth and all that. But I'll tell you what, the footy over there is amazing.
It is a ripper. There's no doubt about that.
No, yeah, it went down all right. Probably a good solid. I'll rate myself a good solid 8 out of 10. But the night as a whole was a solid 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
They were a real good bunch.
Mate.
I can't whinge about anything, matey, and I love a whinge.
Mate, absolutely full credit to you. I love seeing you post and how you're going about it, Toddy. Greatly appreciate your time as always this morning.
No worries. I'll keep battling away, and you all do the same as well. Cheers, legends.
Good on you. Toddy Gray there for expert Greyhound Racing tips. Follow @TheDogsSA on Twitter or Greyhound Racing SA on Facebook. Still to come, Blake Shin after the 9:30 news. We'll have a chat to Shinny. Congratulate him, of course, on the premiership win. And then we'll get into a bit of a punters club. Paul and I are just going to chew the fat a little bit AFL, where a few things sit. And maybe even preview the show that's happening at 12 o'clock today. Myself and Cam Luke are going to have a bit of a future show we've put together for, 6, 8, maybe 10 weeks, where we're going to look at the futures markets, especially in Brownlow Medal, AFL and NRL premierships, as well as a lot of the key features, Wink Stakes and Memsey to kick those off. And then we'll start running through the programming, where you can shop and where you can't shop. And I'll do my absolute best to try and map most of these horses. I spent most of the night last night trying to go through some of the main sort of targets and try to map all these horses that have been quoted in the media by their trainers as to their targets and where they're going to go. And that's how you have to go about it if you want to try and find the best odds if you want to shop early. And then, of course, the weekend preview team will join me. Ben Calusi, Dean Watling, Mickey Gannon and Mitch Lewis right up until 11 o'clock. This is Giddy Up for Gareth Hall. We're nearly bang on 9:30. It is news time thanks to Bet365. It's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365. Imagine what you could be buying instead.
Powered by Signet, making SEN News headlines. An idea to increase the GST will be considered at an upcoming economic roundtable that would see the tax increase to 15% in exchange for a $3,300 rebate for every Australian. Telco's on notice after a damning report shows many providers are falling short in supporting customers in financial hardship. In the US, 5 soldiers are in hospital after they were reportedly shot by a sergeant at an army base. And studies show brain activity crucial to cognition and promotion drops after just minutes of scrolling on social media. Coming up next, SEN Sport. Basketball's Asia Cup is underway, and boomer Jack McVeigh's 20 points has helped steer Australia to a 97-61 win over South Korea in their opening match. And the Tahiti Pro, the last stop on surfing's championship tour, begins tomorrow morning. Surfers have been treated to a monster swell to warm up for the event.
Join the conversation. Text us on 0499 736 736. Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
The king is back though.
Welcome back. Thursday morning, right around the country. Hello to you, Miles Pfitzner in the chair. I'm joined by, well, a man that's taken it all in his stride in the last season, just dominated the Victorian Jockeys Premiership. I'm going to talk to him about a couple of horses, but wish him all the best, of course, and congratulations from last season. I speak of Blake Shin. Blake, hello to you, mate, and thank you for your time.
Hello, Miles. Good morning. No problem at all.
Hey, Blake, first of all, I didn't have a chat to you much when we were trying to get a coffee with Johnny O'Neill after the Darwin trip. It was a bit early in the morning for a few of us, but you must have thoroughly enjoyed your trip to Darwin for your great mate Peter Roble, and you got the chocolates here on Hadouk, and it was well done.
Thanks. Yes, that was big thrill. Yeah, going to Darwin, it was good couple of days up there. It's a great vibe, as you're probably well aware, and it's just a good couple of days, and to walk away with the cup, as you say, from a great mate, it was really, really special. So hopefully we can, build on that and probably target it again next year and years after that. So it's, as I said, it's a great couple of days, and a lot of people get there, and yeah, I enjoyed my time there.
Yeah, well done to P. Roble too. We had him on the show, and I heard you guys at the Calcutta. They were very keen. It was a good carnival all round, and well done to them. Mate, let's go back to your season. Magnificent by you. You sort of went right in the hunt from the go to woe. You put in some absolute peaches on some horses. You must be pretty chuffed with how you went about it.
Yeah, look, I was overall, like when I look back and sort of reviewed the season, I'm pretty happy with my efforts. I worked solidly, all year round, and then had that hiccup with my heel injury. But, I think I was very consistent with my form, right from the start to the end of the season, and rode really well. And that's the aim that I try to achieve. And, won some really good races, namely on Antino, and went to New Zealand and got a couple of features over there. So really happy with the season. Hopefully that can build into this new season.
I'm sure it certainly can. Just tell us about that heel injury and how sort of hard that was, because it sort of came out initially that you'd be off for a while, and then it seemed like it may have been a little bit more serious than we first anticipated.
Yeah, how it come about, I was just walking out on the track at a jump out at Cranbourne, and the horse just whipped around whilst we were walking, and I did a sort of somersault, landed on my coccyx bone, and then the heel just crashed straight into the ground. So I thought I'd be okay straight away, and then the next morning I got up and I was just in a world of pain, couldn't put any weight into it. We got the MRI and CT scans on it, and it was hard to ascertain whether there was some small fractures in there because there was so much deep-seated bruising. initially they ruled me out for a couple of months. We just did some treatment with it, a lot of icing and resting, some electrostimulation on the heel initially to help get the blood flowing. And I think that first couple of weeks was very important, and got to probably about the 5-week mark, and it just started to feel better, and I started to be able to put weight on it. And then when I got back from my holiday, I seen the doctor, and he was pretty comfortable with where I was at. So I just had to, and my fitness was pretty good. So I just made the call under the doctor's advice that I'd be good to go.
We certainly were good to go when you came back. Mate, how hard is it, or where's the emphasis when you put in a season like you just have? I mean, your fitness looked like it was rock solid. The way you were sitting on horses was all fine, but your decision-making, to me, you just looked so confident with what you were doing early in races, the back of horses you were picking. I mean, it looked like you weren't making a bad decision at all.
Look, after the injury, I reckon I probably took a meeting or so to really click in. I know it helps when you're getting really good rides, but I'd say after probably into my third meeting, I was good to go after probably 10 or so rides. But it just comes with your preparation and what you're doing behind the scenes and riding track work and doing things to keep you sharp. And, and that's basically it, really. I've been doing it for a long time, and you got to be sharp, especially going out in the track and your reaction time and things like that. So I felt comfortable when I was going to go out in the track. I leave no stone unturned when I'm coming back. So I wanted to try and hit the ground running. And when I got to that third meeting and I knew the books were going to get stronger, I was confident that I was going to sort of start to ride a few more winners.
Yeah, it's full credit to you, especially how you returned and still to take it out. I want to ask you on, you'd be pretty keen to get back on Antino again. I mean, he looks like he's in for a very good campaign.
Absolutely, yeah. He took all before him in Queensland, winning that Doomben Cup. That was pretty special. He ran record time, ran just over 2 minutes for 2,000 metres. So, look, he probably has to improve a length or two to match it with Via Sistina, but he's on an upward trajectory. I know he's I think he might be 6 or 7 years old now, but a lot of these horses, when they're racing against seasoned horses like Mr. Brightside and the like, it takes a season or two for him to really harden right up, and I think he's now at an age that he's toughened right up. And ready to match it with a horse like Via Sistina and Mr. Brightside. So I think this is going to be his best season. And look, let's hope he can take out one of the majors. It'd be pretty special. Yeah,
I think he's certainly got it in him. Blake, who else sort of leading through the spring you're pretty excited to sit on? You've gone down and no doubt done all the work and you'd be having a look through. You've got a great book at Moonee Valley. I think on the weekend, a lot of them for Ben Will and JD Hayes, but you must have a couple up your sleeve you're pretty keen to sit on.
Look, one horse I'm really excited about is a horse called Evaporate. He ran second in the Kiwi race in New Zealand. I beat him on Damas Rose, and then I got on him in Sydney. He did a great job as a 3-year-old. I think he ran fourth in a Menzie at weight for age. And then that was I think it was the Menzie, and then he went to New Zealand and ran in the Kiwi. So I think he can make the transition from a 3-year-old into 4 at weight for age level. He's a really brute of a horse. Mentally, he's really tough. He's come back enormous. And I guess the team is going to set him on like a Golden Eagle path, but he's going to run first up in the PB Lawrence. And yeah, I'm really excited about what that horse can do. I think he could develop into a weight for age Group 1 horse.
His last couple of trials have looked good. He looks like he certainly has matured.
Absolutely. Look, he's a bit quirky in the head, and he's still got a bit of developing to do to get his ring craft right. I couldn't trial him on Monday because I was in Darwin, but the boys put the earmuffs on him, and the feedback was he was a little bit he was a little bit more manageable and his manners seemed a bit better. He's got a tendency to want to go a bit keenly, but the feedback from Monday's jump outs was, really positive. And if he can execute his races and do everything properly, I think that can take him to another level. So, looking forward to seeing what he can do in the PB Lawrence. That's obviously a weight for age race, Group 2. I think he'll be going against horses like Pinstripe and, others. So it'll be a solid race, but we'll see where he's at.
Blake, greatly appreciate your time this morning. Go well for the spring. Hopefully you have a good racing awards night coming up this Saturday. I might even see you there and try and say good day again. But unbelievable effort from you. We love backing the horses that you're riding and onwards and upwards. Hopefully you can grab another Jockey's Premiership and take it out again this season.
Thanks, Miles. Cheers.
Blake Shin there. What a season. What a season. You could have followed him pretty confidently right throughout, and with a minor setback and some heel bruising, he managed to bounce back and still take out the Victorian Jockeys Premiership. Speaking of which, racing awards are on this Saturday night. A few of us are heading along, so some of you are there on Saturday night. Let us know or come up and say good day. We're going to jump to a break. We're going to come back on the other side of this. Paul Sebastiani to join me. We're going to run through a little bit of the AFL, maybe even touch on the NRL if we get some time.
Join the conversation. Text us on 0499 736 736. Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back. This is Giddy Up, all thanks to Bet365. Imagine what you can be buying instead. Don't forget to our bet boost for Bet365. 350 up to 440 is our SEN Track bet boost. It is all in vain. Race 6 at Ballarat. You can find that on the Bet365 app or the Bet365 website. Imagine what you can be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Time for a little Punters Club section. We're going to welcome in Paul Sebastiani. Hello to you, Paulo.
Morning, Milo. Morning, listeners. Hope you're all well. Been a busy morning with regards to the races. Moonee Valley kicks off for the first time this season. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I've had
chat with Shinny as well.
I've had a few text messages come in that told me to stop ticking my leg. That was when you're going through those horses and there's like that many of them and you're trying to get them all right, that you've gone through and had a look, and I was sitting here ticking, and I had a few texts this morning saying, "Stop kicking your leg. It doesn't look good."
You need a set of pacifiers, maybe. Lugging bit first time, I reckon.
Like the hobbles on, I think.
Earmuffs.
Hey, mate, a 5-hour board meeting at Carlton yesterday. You want to talk about got the hobbles on?
Yes. Yes.
Or you need a pacifier. That's where. Hey, I thought when they called that, I think there was widespread, not speculation, more than that, but it was rumoured well and truly that he was. It was on the block.
Yeah, it's on the nose, and this was a scheduled board meeting. So these happen every month, but
for 5 hours.
Yeah, for 5 hours. I don't know. Maybe they were figuring out what type of rigatoni or penne they were going to have at Lygon Street afterwards. But no, it's this is the final board meeting that's been had until new CEO Graham Wright takes the reins on August 15, and. There's going to be an explosion over the next 2 or 3 months. So if Carlton wasn't in headlines before, they are going to be in headlines big time over the next sort of 6 to 8 weeks.
Who coaches Carlton next year?
I'll say John Longmire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rightio, let's have a look at the AFL Premiership market.
Let's do it.
Bet365. Adelaide $3.75, Brisbane $4.50, Collingwood $6, Geelong $6, Fremantle. I think this is value here. $17, Bulldogs $17, Gold Coast $18, GWS $21, Hawthorn $26.
Adelaide are priced as if they're in the 1-1, aren't they? And they are at the moment. They've got a pretty cushy run home, and they'll have home finals, and they're going to be very, very hard to beat at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah,
but not.
But out of the top 3 or 4, especially with Brisbane, Collingwood, and Geelong, they're not finals hardened.
No, well, that's
they have an experienced loss.
Yeah, very difficult to go in first crack with that core group and go whoosh. But they'll just get the perfect setup, won't they? That's the you've got to respect the market. I think they're rock bottom odds. But
do you know what I've had? I've had 3 Adelaide Crows supporters message me in the last week asking to stay at my house AFL Grand Final week already.
I don't blame them.
Yep.
And they've jacked up the flights as well.
Yeah, well, that's where they've all panicked.
That's a skunk act, isn't it?
It is.
It's a real skunk act.
The value there is Fremantle. They're on a tear. Yep,
they are.
Absolutely on a tear.
I don't think you can go past Brisbane, to be honest. Geez, they were impressive last week, Milo.
Yeah, Lockie Neal, that's a big out.
It is. They'll set themselves up nicely. How about Geelong just sneaking up there again?
Mate, how good are they?
Yeah, you know what? I can probably vouch for you with regards to Fremantle. If they can continue their winning ways and book in a home final, which is likely, they need a couple of results to go their way, but all they need to do is keep winning. That double-figure odds, and I've seen worse bets in my life.
Imagine Geelong next year with Zach Butters in that side.
Oh, yeah, you've got a little bit of...
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, you got something
there. Hey, let's talk... let's quickly have a look at the NRL market.
Yes.
I want to give you one here in the futures. Melbourne Storm 310. What about my boys? The Penrith Panthers at $4.50, Canberra $5.50, Bulldogs $6.50, Broncos $9. Can the Panthers win it? Bryce has just entered the building. He still says no.
He still says... Well, they had a very slow start to the year.
Slow?
As
they got out about $25.
I think they were still partying in Vegas, but you can't underestimate them. We know how many times they've won the premiership.
Best sporting organisation in Australia.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. Having said that, the Storm is deserved favourite. They've been the most consistent of the lot. Are we underselling? Have the Raiders just been undersold? I mean, God,
Yeah,
they've had a good season.
I'd love to see them win it.
I'd love to see them win it just for Ricky Stewart. I think it'd be phenomenal. He'd be answering a few critics as well. Oh, look, Storm favourite, I think deservedly so. Probably flip a coin between them and the Panthers at the moment. They're the two teams that have been there and done it. You speak about hardened teams, Adelaide not being one of those with regards to premierships and grand finals over the last couple of seasons. Those two are the obvious choice.
Hey, does Jeremy Cameron kick 100 goals?
No.
We'll know by the end of the home and away season.
No, I don't think he will.
If he knows, he only needs 6 to get in 2 finals, he can.
I think so, but
He can kick 20 in the next 3 games.
I don't think he will.
He can kick 20 in the next 3 games.
Well, they've got Essendon this week, don't they?
Essendon and Richmond.
He could kick 15 this weekend. he could well and truly kick 15.
Where's the better same-game multi-betting this weekend?
I like tonight's game.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Should I build one for tonight? I went 3 from 3 last week.
You're flying with your same gamers.
Geelong Essendon's a good one.
You can go and throw in Cameron for goals, but I think everyone's going to be around that, are they not?
I don't think tonight's actually a good one because if Hawthorn play how they played against the Crows, Collingwood are in trouble. And then therefore, there's going to be a few players miss out. But I reckon tomorrow night's the game for the weekend and maybe the Brisbane-Sydney game.
Could very well be. I think Watson on the big stage will go bang. But he's one you can throw in for a same gamer with goals.
I like it. Yep. Watson, same gamer on the big stage. Paul, I appreciate your time,
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Quick break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll wrap the first hour. Don't forget the weekend preview. Ben Calusi, Dean Watling, Mick Gannon, Mitch Lewis, all thanks to Bet365. And don't forget the Bet Boost horses up at Ballarat.
Join the conversation. Text us on 0499 736 736. Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back. Miles Pfitzner filling in for Gareth Hall. Our Bet Boost horse available on the Bet365 app and website right now. Ballarat Race 6, number 3, All in Vain. It is up at the moment. And speaking of Bet365, the best looking rooster on racing.com at the moment, Ben Calusi from Bet365 will come in and join me very shortly with Mickey Gannon, Dean Watling and Mitch Lewis. We'll look at all of Sydney and all of Melbourne and anywhere else in between. And we might even, you know what, we might even see if we can go to South Africa. No. Might be a conversation we were having off air. Hey, oh, dearie me. Keep texting in. Someone said they like Melbourne and the Dogs for a same-game multi. It's probably not a bad one. Expect that to be one-sided, but you don't know, Melbourne might respond after a coat sacking. You never tip against the side to get the coat sack. Back right after this.
Powered by Signet. Good morning, I'm Nath Gardner with SEN News. The WA family of a 14-year-old victim of a one-punch attack says the sentence handed to his attacker feels like a slap in the face. The 15-year-old offender avoided jail, receiving a 6-month suspended sentence and a 2-year violence restraining order. The assault happened in April, northeast of Perth, where the victim suffered a broken jaw and bleeding on the brain. The magistrate cited the teen's remorse and clean record in her decision. The makers of some of Australia's most popular electric vehicles are in the firing line for misleading users about how far their cars can go without charging. Independent tests show a BYD Atto 3 with the biggest inconsistency. It's advertised to last 480 k's without charging, but could only manage 369. An Army sergeant in the US is in custody after allegedly opening fire on his own colleagues at Fort Stewart in Georgia. 5 soldiers have been taken to hospital. All are in stable conditions. Commanding General John Luber says the 28-year-old alleged shooter was quickly apprehended.
Soldiers in the area that witnessed the shooting immediately and without hesitation tackled the soldier, subdued him, that allowed law enforcement to then take him into custody.
The cost of electronics is set to rise after Donald Trump announced a 100% tariff on computer chips and semiconductors. And a plan has been approved by the Italian government to build the world's longest suspension bridge at 3.6 kilometres, linking Sicily to Italy's mainland. Coming up, SEN Sport. It's high stakes in tonight's round 22 opener between the Hawks and the Pies. Collingwood is pushing to lock in a double chance and Hawthorn fighting to hold its position in the 8. The Magpies welcome back premiership trio Billy Frampton, Jeremy Howe and Tom Mitchell, while the Hawks have recalled veteran forward Luke Bruce and Chankwath Giath.
Join the conversation. Text us on 0499 736 736. Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall. It's now time for the weekend preview with Mick Gannon, Dean Watling and Mitch Lewis.
Hello, welcome back. This is the weekend preview. Miles Pfitzner with you. We do it all thanks to Bet365 and Top Tote Plus. It can be played on Thursday, Friday and Saturday. If you like it, Quinellas, exactas, trifectas, first fours or quaddies. This Saturday with Bet365, you'll be paid out on the highest national tote for all exotics at Moonee Valley, Randwick, Eagle Farm, Morfordville and Belmont. That's 45 races because it's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365. Selected meetings and eligible customers only. Terms and conditions apply. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. I'm joined by Bet365's Ben Caluzzi. Hello, Benny.
Hey, mate. How are you?
We'll get you on there shortly. Just lift it up. You got to move your mic across in front of you. That's okay. I thought it was Paul, not you.
That's all right.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well.
How was Darwin, mate?
Yeah, look, it was big.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I bathed myself until Darwin Cup night, but caught up with all the .com boys, as I was telling you outside. They were in good spirits, Timmy Yateman and co.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah, they're good fellas. Hey, fair bit happening this weekend. It's difficult enough, but you feel like it's just around the corner.
Yeah, and the track's going to be very interesting this week. Obviously, Sydney, there's a lot of rain, and Moonee Valley, we're just returning to. It's going to be a soft track, even though there hasn't been that much rain. But, yeah, punters are just sort of waiting and seeing how it's going to play.
Let's get stuck into Sydney, and to do that, we welcome in two of the best in the business. I speak of one, Michael Gannon from the Great Tip-Off. Hello, Mickey G.
Yeah, Milo, Benny, good to be here. Dino, interesting meeting, isn't it? Depends how much rain we get race day. That'll be the determining factor. And there's big fields, but it could be completely torn apart. So it'd be interesting to see. We should be able to get this top four multi up anyway if we're smart.
Yeah, well, we got it last week, didn't we, with one scratching?
Yeah, that's a tick.
Absolutely, tick. And then we also welcome in the superstar from deanwatling.com. I speak of Dean Watling. Hello, mate.
Morning, team. Benny, Miles, Gunner. Yeah, boys, pack the flippers, the goggles, the snorkel there for Saturday. I think we're watching the Randwick trials at the moment, and it looks like it's actually raining as we speak. There's rain on race day too, so fingers crossed we get this meeting run and done, boys.
All righty. Well, having a chat to Annabelle Neesham, she said this morning there's a difference between heavy and then there's the other heavy, and there's a query that this might be the other heavy, being bottomless. Gano?
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's going to be fit horses, probably up on speed, I'd imagine, Miles. It is tough at Randwick, so the rail's out in a true position, and you don't want us to be looping them, but if you can be within sort of 2 to 3 lengths, that's probably ideal, but rails in running inferior, running line, sort of the ideal setup, but race fit horses, most definitely the horse you want to be with. It's making it interesting for a race like the Missile Stakes with a couple of these horses here first up. So intriguing day. I'd be staking down early and then see what you get come Saturday afternoon.
All right, let's get stuck into it. We go to Randwick race number 1 over the 1100, the Midway 72. What's happening in the market here, or the top few in the market, Benny?
Not a whole lot's happening. Round 10 is $4 favourite from Mel Coop, $6. Change my address, $8.50.
Gano?
Mel Coop's one of the better bets of the day, Miles.
Oh!
In really, really good form, very best form. No issues there with Winona Cost on the board. She's been aboard the last, last 5 starts, and by extravagant, suggests this horse will relish rain affected going. And we spoke about being deep in the preparation. Fitness, no query at all. I'm more than happy to be with Mount Coop, Dino.
Yeah, it does fill me with plenty of confidence. If you align with Mickey Gannon in the Midway, I like this as about 2. I thought it should start favourite. Rantan's going good, Gano, but like you mentioned off the top, inside draws not ideal, and I doubt you want to be getting too far back in these heavy conditions. So Mount Coop's the opposite, drawn out to land off rails, rock hard fit, and I think that horse will land up on speed. So I thought it was one of the easy bets out on the program. I think you can sort of punch holes in the rest of them. So, yeah, race 1, number 3, Mount Coop.
Jeez,
a nice bet.
What a start this is, Benny. Easy bets early on a heavy DAC at $6. Just don't we love the confidence just in a Midway, just oozing out of the boys. Bang, yep, one of the best bets of the day. Midway, let's go. Well, then it just gets easier, doesn't it? Because you go to highways over the 1,000 metres. Benny, what's happening in the market here, mate? Another one that I'd imagine to be pretty wide open.
Yeah, exit fee was odds on last time. You'll get a much better price this time, $3.60. Canberra, $4.60. Duke of Bronte, $6. $7.50. I think that's where Dino likes to frequent.
That's exactly right.
And
He's on early, Benny. I'm liking this. I didn't even tell him.
Oh, boy.
A nation changing $9.
Rightio, Gatto, where are you going?
Yeah, interesting race. More than happy to take on Exit Fee. Just given his racing matters are just awful at the moment. So got a bit to work on there. Look, he could come out and win, but I'm not even sure they'll probably go. Will they even go around on a heavy track with probably bigger targets in sight? That's another question mark. Duke of Bronte scratched from what I thought was going to be an easy setup now here from the wide draw. May not be a huge disadvantage, but it's still barrier 16. So if we get here on Saturday and it's an 8-horse race, then Duke of Bronte can most definitely win. But the widest draw there is still some concern. I'm letting the way of Sabuka here, getting $34 here. This horse is in good form. Heavy track form is very, very good as well. And I think the grade each way play, probably like a 1x4 basis. That's race number 5, Sabuka. Dino?
Yeah, it's an interesting race. Like you mentioned, Exit Free, it's probably not the wet tracker in this race at all. I'm happy to take it on too. I thought Bennigel's form was outstanding. Dano comes out of that nice race behind King's Secret last start. Star Deal and Regimental Colours have both come out of that race to win. 1,000 metre start Randwick. I'd suggest you want to draw wide. That's where you want to be. You angle and get to those superior lanes from a very kind starting point. So really happy to be with the 2 Benigel at a price. And I think you can save on the 1 Duke of Bronte. Probably just had to do too much work in a small field to get to the grouse outside lanes. I think you can save on that. But Benigel for me in this week's highway, Milo.
Yeah, it's a few grouse lanes on the Bondi to Bronte walk, Dino, no doubt about that. Let's go to race number 3, benchmark 78 over the 1,200 here for the fillies and the mares. Benny, the market.
Bereska's dual accepted, but if it runs here, it's $4.40 into $3.60 favourite and the best backed. Regimental $4.20, easing, user pin $5.
Gano?
Yeah, Bereska's probably the best horse in the race, progressive moving forward. But you have a look, it's had one start on a heavy A. You know, you can acknowledge the fact that it was first up, but that was at Kembla Grange, and the steward's comment says that it was too wet and didn't handle the track. So make of that what you will. If you come here Saturday and it is very, very wet, not sure what you do with it. Dollar Magic, a horse that doesn't like to win out of turn, but profiles really well. Gets the right part of the track. Suggests probably lanes 6 to 14 be the place to be, maybe even a little bit wider. And Dollar Magic gets there, so right place, right time for Dollar Magic. And User Pin was very, very good from what you'd say is unsuited last start, spotting them good 6 lengths. Made good ground, 7-day backups, no knock on a heavy deck, and can win the race. So more than happy to take on Bereska, more than happy to take on Regimental Colours with the 1 and the 3, Dino.
And just before you go, Dino, I do apologise. Jack Turnbull did say more than likely stay here at this stage, stay in Sydney Bereska.
That's good information. I'm with you, Gunn. I want to take it on too. I just don't think it's the best wet tracker in the field. It might be the best horse on paper, but happy to take it on. Dollar Magic's one that can land up on speed and run a race. The big watch for me is the 8, Karinska. She ran 3 really good races as a 2-year-old. The Magic Night and the Sweet Embrace. Yes, she'll get back, but in the small field, I know she gives away race fitness, but I thought she was the watch at odds in a race that don't really have too much confidence in. Race 3 there, Milo.
Alrighty, let's get to race number 4 on the card. Benchmark 72 over the 1,400 for the 3 and 4-year-olds here. A little bit smaller field here, Benny.
Yeah, Amrikia is unbeaten, and it's all about her at this stage. Into $2.40, Star Deal $3.80, Axius $5, and Johnny the Kid $8.
Gano, I'm not sure whether or not Amrikia is going to take its place here. I think this horse got a lot of upside, but I'd be surprised if they went here. Surprised.
Yeah, Pete Snowden's he's pretty good at ducking and weaving the hard testing surfaces. I'd suggest you'll do the same here with America. She's a really, really good mare, and I'd suggest to you that she'll be very, very impressive come sort of like an autumn carnival. So I don't think there's any need to go to the bottom of the well this Saturday with her. And Be by Justify, I just think some of them, there's bigger types that don't necessarily love a heavy deck, and I think a horse like Star Deal gets here, and by Done Deal, we know that they're just built for these round effector tracks, rock hard fit. What do we use? 6 run this preparation, and just goes forward and makes his own luck on speed, and I think it'd be very, very hard to run down. So America is clearly the best horse, I think, moving forward and progression-wise. I'm just not sure if I want to go to the bottom of the well in early or late winter, early spring, and Axius probably fits that profile, being another Justified to be happy to take on, Dino.
Yeah, the scratching of Tullery is this far out. Probably somewhat tells you that maybe they're hoping with Amrika that it's going to be softer come Saturday. She does handle it. She handled it terrific first up. She was one of only a handful of horses to run on from the back of the field there at Canterbury. It was a heavy on-speed bias that day. I think the biggest tick for her is up to 14. She's bred to get that. She got it last preparation, and she's probably going to be the strongest late. The query with Stardeal, Gano, is sort of regressed every time it's gone past 1,200 metres. It was a query or a sort of tick for me last start that it went 13 back to 12, now to 14. Yes, rock hard fit. Yes, handles it. It's probably its best opportunity to run it out strongly. But that was my query. And Axios, boys, it's a big, striding gelding who I doubt wants this heavy death. I think it wants a dry track. So very keen. If it's here, race 4, number 5, Amrika is the best. If it's out of this race, I think we just aim up with Stardeal, Milo.
Yeah, a few off the text are all asking about Stardeal in that race as well. Let's get to race number 5 before we jump to a break. Benchmark 88 over the 1,000. I don't know how you're seeing this. I'd imagine that the one stable name Richt would be short enough in the market here, Benny.
Is this race 5?
Yeah, race 5, number 1.
But
Rick Disnick.
Rick
Disnick.
Disnick.
I was scrolling down the page. I was thinking, who are you talking about?
No, stable name Rick. Yeah, he's Rick Disnick. God, that's some of my better gear, that. Surely.
Sorry, fellas. I've completely missed that one.
Ben, you've been good today.
Oh, jeez.
And he's too young for the 12th round.
I am. Anyway.
You ricked his neck.
Bonita Queen. She's trialled very well. She always does. She's a $3.60 favourite from World Alliance, $4. Bundina's seen some good support, $5. Boston Rocks. And also High to Buy's had some good bets, $9.
Gano, try and do this one reasonably sharply if you can.
Yeah, not a race I'm overly interested in playing, Miles. So more than happy to shoulders arms this one and throw straight to Dino. No bets for me here.
Yep. I think you can put a line through Boston Rocks, Bonita Queen, Disnex and Superb on a heavy deck. What does that do? That just points me towards World Alliance. Thought it's been terrific. Gate 5 gets J-Mac aboard. I think it's a great bet in this. I think Bundina's the danger, Milo, but I doubt we haven't seen Bonita Queen kick off. She's an out-and-out dry, I thought. So maybe wait till Saturday to see what field turns up, but World Alliance on top for me.
We'll come back. This is the weekend preview. We'll come back with race number 6 on the other side of this. Don't forget the Mega Boost can be used Thursday, Friday and Saturday. If you're listening to Giddy Up, brought to you by Bet365. This Saturday, 365 have the Mega Boost available on selected runners. Check the Bet365 Apple website from 10 a.m. on Saturday and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Subject to availability, eligible customers only. Terms and conditions apply. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Gannon, Watling, Pfitzner, Kaluzi. Back right after this.
Join the conversation. Text us on 0499 736 736. Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back to Giddy Up. This is the weekend preview, all thanks to Bet365, of course. Don't forget, in the first race at Moonee Valley on Saturday, your first bet doesn't win. You'll receive bet credits equal to your stake up to $30. That's because it's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365, subject to availability, eligible customers only. Terms and conditions apply. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Pfitzner, Watling, Gannon and Calusi from Bet365 with you. We are looking at Randwick as we go. Race number 6, 2,400 metre benchmark 78. Few of these are going to take their place in this race. And I spoke to some of the trainers in this race this morning with a good push for one here at a big price. The 8 from Annabelle Neesham for Numberlist here, Benny.
Huge. Well, number 6, Piggyback, is a drifting favourite despite having the heavy track form. $4.60 out to $5.50. The Irish, $8.50. Flamin' Romans, $9. Cormac T, $9. There's a few dual acceptors in this race.
We go to you, Gano, first. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, had Piggyback on top and, don't mind the drift. Hopefully you can get a better price. But the mark's $5.50. You're getting $5.50. So there's not a whole lot of meat on the bone there. But, at 2,400 metres, first time to step up from 2024 might be the minor query. For the first time in preparation, I should say. The horse has been out to 25 in the past, but rain-affected track and ticks plenty of boxes here. But it's a very competitive race. And, Dino, not one that I'd be willing to put my hard-earned on.
No, I spent hours on this race and still come up with sort of nothing at all. Piggyback had to do a fair bit of work there last start, Gano. I think that sort of told late. 2,400 metres is a query. Cormac T ticks the 2,400 metres box, and the one you mentioned, the 8, Milo, has the best wet track form in the race. So it's a tricky affair. I lent the way of the 5, Cormac T.
Yeah, I'll just stick with Annabelle there for Numberlist. That'll do me nicely. Someone messaged in, so either of you guys got the Irish? Like in this, or any push for the Irish? It's just come in off the text here, Gano.
Its figures over 2,200 metres at Doomben last start were exceptional, but it did lead all the way. So I'd have to go back and check out the track pattern and sort of how the track race on the day. But look, it's right there. Absolutely no knock if you like that horse in the race. Like, you could run this race 1,000 times, Miles, and honestly, just any of these horses could win. It's an absolute ruffle.
Let's get to the quaddie legs. We'll get a few more from the market from Benny. Race 7, benchmark 78 over the 1,200. Colts horses and geldings here. Kerguelen's probably going to come up short enough, isn't it here, Benny?
This is a cracking race, and speaking of geldings, the Blade has been gelded and he's been smashed in betting just in this last hour. So he's now into $3.20 favourite, trialled very well. Kerguelen is a good weddie, $3.50 second favourite. Point and Shoot, he's a winner, $4.80. Ironman, $8.50, and Winston Hill's $10.
Gano?
Yeah, the Blade strikes as a horse with a bit of future, and Team Hawks, they tend to get it right far more than they get it wrong when they get these horses first up on a heavy track. Like, they really know their horses well and who can handle it, who can't. Kerguelen goes to Joe Pride, but Dino and I spoke about this during the week. What are we doing with these former James Cummings Godolphin horses that are now deep into preparations? Because previously they haven't handled going deep into preparations. Does a trainer switch do that? There's a new environment for these geldings, perhaps sort of switch them on a little bit more. Maybe that is the case. Kerguelen, a horse like it, can definitely win the race off previous figures, and so can the Blade. So it's an interesting race, but I'm willing to take these horses on that are drawn low here, Miles. I'm just going to have a couple of small plays on the 6 Baroque Road. You're getting $51 it. I'll have something small on the 4 Cruel Summer as well. And I thought Sessions Road, the other Hawks trained galloper, around $19. There's 3 horses there that represent a bit of value. And if the inside is off like we expect it to be late in the day, the Blade, Silvanito, Kerguelen, who are the 3 probably clear top picks on just pure top rated runs. If they're vulnerable, I think we can get the job done, Dino.
Yeah, happy to take on the Blade. Yes, gelded, nice enough trial, but 900 metre trial, first start for that camp. I always sort of put a bit of a knock on their trained gallopers when they have the 1 trial. 2 trials I much prefer. So if that horse wins, I'm happy to sit there and clap, because that would be a phenomenal training performance. Kerguelen, you've hit the nail on the head. Can Joe Pride get some more out of this horse deep into prep? Got the race fitness. All of its best figures are on a heavy deck. Yes, gate one scares me, but I think to offset that, I think it lands on speed, so it can somewhat angle to the better lane. So happy to be with the Tuco Guay. I think the watch is Winston Hills. This horse has come back outstanding, runs really well fresh, but the heavy deck's the query, but the two on top for me here, Milo.
Race number 8, Sadali Missile Stakes over the 1200, Group 2 here. We see Private Eye, Robusto. They also, I think they're sort of in the Winx market at the moment. Some horses that we might see a little bit further on. General Salute, of course, as well. Brudenell's probably a fair bit deeper. Fascinating market here, Ben.
Very much so. Private Eye is the best back runner of the entire day at Randwick. Will he run or won't he run? Not sure. $2.60. General Salute is $4. Robusto is out the door, $6. I don't want to have any of him. Back to $1,200. Brudenell, $8. And with your blessing, $13.
Gano?
Yeah, fitness key here. I'll have no knock on Robusto in regards to 15 to 12, just given we're going to be on a heavy track. But I would lean the way of Brudenell if I was forced to have a bet in this race, just deepen up into preparation, nice tick over trial, ready to roll, has some good heavy track figures. Tough enough race, though, with some good horses coming back. Will be a no-bet race for me, Dino.
One of the strangest missile stakes I've seen. Like you mentioned it, Robusto, 1,500 metres, hasn't seen 1,200 metres for 2 years. General Salute and Private Eye both come off like eye-catching Queensland runs, and Brudenell, tick over trial. There's a couple of others in this. War Eternal on the quick backup. I found it a nice race to dissect. Did I come with an answer? Probably not. I went the way of you. Brudenell at odds, going to get the right part of the track on speed. Likes it wet. I was desperate to find General Salute. That run last start in Queensland was outstanding, but gate one somewhat kryptonite. So the 5 on top for me in a very, very tricky missile stakes.
Yeah, keep an eye on him moving forward. Let's get to race number 9. It's Premier's Cup Prelude over 1,800 metres. Huge field here. Fascinating.
Yeah, Soul Coast has been well backed, $4.40 favourite. Second Emergency should get in with a couple scratchings. Royal Supremacy, $4.60. Adelaide River, $5. And the Euphrates is $6.
Big fan of Salt Coats. Really like the horse. Just not sure what you do from that barrier late in the afternoon. So that's some concern there. Are they more positive, perhaps? Even bigger fan of Nelly Laylax, but I can't imagine they turn up here being deep. What is that? Six emergency. So
Annabelle said if the horse is currently in Melbourne, and so unless the scratchings came early, she wants the horse to race in Sydney. But unless the scratchings come early, it'll stay in Melbourne and take its place. She doesn't really want to run it at Moonee Valley with a firmer deck.
Roll the dice, Annabelle. There'll be plenty of scratchings come Saturday morning.
Yeah. Well, there's got to be 5 at least.
Yeah, mate. You should have spoke to your love it or leave it mates yesterday. They would have told you how many there'll be. There'll be hundreds, Dino.
Yeah, redo the form Saturday morning. Beautiful.
Who do you like here, Dino? Gano?
Yeah, you want to go first, Gano, in front of me?
Look, Soul Coat's on top, but the map and the inside draw concerns me. If Nelly Laylac turned up here, no knock, Glory Days thereabouts, Dino.
Yep, they're the two I had, the 12 Glory Days, Wet Tracker, probably the map horse, and Nelly Laylac. I think you look at the speed map, Milo, and boys, there's absolutely no speed. So I'm desperate for Nelly to turn up, and I can see, Benny, there's been some strong money over the last sort of hour or so for that horse too, Nelly. So hopefully it does get in, hopefully it runs well.
Yep, $9 into $6.50, so a big go.
Last of the day, the Drinkwise Mile BM78 over the 1,600, of course. Benny, what's happening in the market?
Glad You Think So is best backed in the So You Think colours. $4.20 from Punton, $5. Pure Alpha, $6. Narbold, $11, and longer the rest.
Gano.
Yeah, not that keen on playing the race. I thought Barbary was okay. Just got too far back on a day you couldn't make up ground, and that was 7 days ago. Very, very feared deep. It's interesting to get here again with this horse. So at a big price, you could probably spec it around the $7 mark, Dino.
Yep, I pray that we're not trying to get out, boys, because this is as hard as you'll find the last of the day. I'm going to find and hopefully back what J-Mac's judgment in, which is Glad You Think So. Big peak last start, just has to hold that and it wins. So I thought Natta's Wish was a danger, but another exceptionally tricky race to round out the program, Milo.
Righto, best of the day here, boys. Gano, we'll start with you just at this stage, or a few little nibbles and wait and see?
Race 5, number 3, Mal Coupe, $6, best bet of the day.
What, Dino?
Race 4, number 5, Amrika is my best if it's there. I agree with Gano. Race 1, Mount Coop's a good bet. And the best each way all day, I thought, was race 2, Banagel. They're the 3 that I like this far out. But like you mentioned, Milo, we tread with caution.
Yeah, Funambulist, I think, will be the only one that I might have a little nibble on up there for the weekend. Boys, appreciate your time as always. Look forward to chatting a bit later on in the week. Oh, what we've got to do, I've got to get your top 4 multi from you guys. So what runs in the top 4, Gano and or Dino?
Race 1, number 3.
Malcoop. Race 1, number 3.
Oh, I'll inject some juice. Race 2, number 2, Banagel.
2, number 2.
Midway into highway. What could go wrong?
Midway in the highway. That's the 2 races I never touch every week. Yeah, it's fantastic. Well done, boys. Looking
if
forward
we get this home, I might be our last one.
Looking forward to that going under on the weekend. Fantastic stuff.
Might be under with the horses all this rain.
Well done, boys. Appreciate your time as always.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, boys.
Mickey Gannon and Dean Watling there. We're going to jump to the news on the other side of this. Mitch Lewis. We'll have a quick look at. We'll have a good look at Moonee Valley and a quick look there at Morphettville. Plenty more to come on the weekend preview. Ben Calusi, Miles Pfitzner with you.
Powered by Signet, making SEN News headlines. Get set to pay more for electronics, with Donald Trump announcing a 100% tariff on computer chips and semiconductors. Despite new hardship standards coming into effect last year, telco customers are reporting requests for minor help to pay their bills are being rejected. Independent testing has found a number of popular electric vehicles in Australia are falling well short of how far they advertise they can travel on one charge. And a major research program is being launched to halve breast cancer deaths. Up next, sen.com.au sport. It's high stakes in tonight's round 22 opener between the Hawks and the Pies. Collingwood is pushing to lock in a double chance and Hawthorn fighting to hold its position in the 8. The Magpies welcome back premiership trio Billy Frampton, Jeremy Howe and Tom Mitchell, while the Hawks have recalled veteran forward Luke Bruce and Chankwath Giath.
Join the conversation. Text us on 0499 736 736. Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
You're listening to Giddy Up, brought to you by Bet365. Do you like a challenge? Try Bet365 6-horse challenge this Saturday. If you're an existing customer, head over to the racing section to submit your selections for your chance to win $50,000. That's because it's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365, subject to availability, eligible customers only. Imagine what you could be buying instead. Free and confidential support. Visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Pfitzner, Calusi. Now we're joined by Form Guy Breakdowns Mitch Lewis. Hello, Mitchy baby.
Good morning, Milo. Morning, Benny.
Morning, mate.
Rightio. Let's get stuck into it. We go to the Valley, Death Valley as I like to call it. Right, we go. It's a shot. I hate punting at Moonee Valley. I'm terrible there. We go to Moonee Valley, race number 1, but I know this man's good, Mitch Lewis. Benchmark 70 here over the 2040. Benny, what's happening in the market here, my friend?
Hovland, first name Victor, $3.60 favourite. For Detron, $5. That's a hard one to say. Kitani Gardens, $6.50. And of course, this is our money back race. So $30 back in bet credits, second to last.
Second to last, $30 money back. Mitchie, how do you see it?
Look, interesting, tight enough. Lording, really good record at the track, but Hovland, I think it's the right race map's got some good fitness. Blake Shin on, so expecting a positive ride. Just quickly on the track miles, I know it got a little bit leaderish towards the back end of the season, but at this same meeting last year, you could make up a little bit of ground from around that midfield position, and 6 of the 9 winners came from lanes 4 to 6, so 4, 5 or 6. So it might be a little bit even. That was on a soft 6 as well, so just monitoring it, but forward the midfield, I think, and that's where I think Hovland lands.
All righty, race number 2 on the card over the 2500, BM78 here. We see some horses go around that are in reasonably good form.
Yeah, it's $5 a field. Fisherman's Beach, $5. Jennifer Moose, seen some specking, $6. Bluestone, $7. Make It Sweet has also had some bets at $7.50.
Mitch, how are you seeing this one, my friend?
Yeah, this one's one of the tougher ones. I sort of thought, look, I'd sort of slightly up in trip. I really like the run last start of the 7 Carburan, chasing in I'm an Empire there. But I didn't mind a little rise in trip here. I don't think there's a huge amount of pressure on speed. Make It Sweet, I'm Empire, take them up. And Cabrorum, I thought, might just get the best run, so I'd lent his way as a little each-way play, but I'm not diving headfirst into this race. I thought it was a little bit tricky in respect to Fisherman's Beach light in the weights.
All right, let's go to race number 3 on the card, BM74 over the 1200 metres.
Edda's Dream had a confidence-boosting win last time. It's been well supported into $3.80 favourite. Takiko, $5. Vein Champagne, $8. And Tylus also $8.
Mitchell.
I'm going to stick with Takiko. We were pretty keen first up off some pretty handy trials. He was okay, or she was, I should say, sorry. Over the 1,000 metres there, midweeker behind Kiko. So barrier of 1, gets the right map. Geordie Childs goes on. He's got a good record with the horse. Second up, a little bit fitter, up to 1,200, where she's got a better record. I think they're set up for that good, so happy to forgive her off the last start and stick with her.
Let's get to, what are we up to, race number 4?
Race number 4, yep.
Race number 4 on the card there at Moonee Valley, over the 1,000 metres, benchmark 100. Really good little race, this. They seem to be keen on Mornington Glory. I mean, Oak Hill's not without a chance in this race either, Benny.
Yeah, just recently, probably in the last half an hour, that market's flipped a little bit, with Oak Hill now strongly supported $3 favourite. The camp seem keen. Mornington Glory's unbeaten 1,000 metres, Moonee Valley, is $3.60. Boston Rock's $5.50 and Midwest $6.
Mitch?
Yeah, Benny made a good point there on Mornington Glory. I was, leading that way, track specialist type thing, but there's another horse who's got extra fitness who's a track specialist as well. I thought there's good value, Midwest. It's that time of year. He's 3 from 3,000 Valley as well. But, it's this time of year coming out of winter where that race fitness can sometimes give you an advantage. And Mornington Glory off a long spell after an interrupted autumn, Oak Hill, Boston Rocks, they're all resuming. So I just thought if there was a time that Midwest could find his best and be able to run over the top of them, be the hardest to catch, I think it's going to be this race. So I think Midwest could sneak this one.
What we're going to do, we're going to clear a quick break, come back on the other side of this and continue Moonee Valley, maybe some best bets at Morfettville. Don't forget the 6-horse challenge. Use Thursday, Friday and Saturday. It went off last week. You'll listen to Giddy Up. If you like a challenge, try the Bet365 6-horse challenge this Saturday. Existing customers, head over to the racing section, submit your selections for your chance to win $50K. Don't worry if you don't get all 6 right. You still receive cash if you correctly pick 4 or 5 horses. Never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365. Imagine what you can be buying instead for free confidential support. Visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Join the conversation. Text us on 0499 736 736. Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy up with Gareth Hall.
Well, welcome back to Giddy Up. This is the weekend preview, all thanks to Bet365. Mega Boost can be used Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they're available on selected runners. Check out 365 from 10 a.m. Saturday and see what's never ordinary at Bet365. Imagine what you could be buying instead. Miles Pfitzner, Ben Calusi, Mitch Lewis. Benny, we move on to Moonee Valley race number 5, benchmark 74. Looks like Stolly Bolly's come up the favourite.
Yeah, Stolly Bolly, rock solid, $4. Deep Float Diva, got to be careful how you say that one, $5 and best back. Harry Got Style, $7 and Behaviour, $9.
Mitchell?
Yep, sorry. I don't know why my screen's not loading here.
That's all right, Mitch. You'd be
Stolly
with
Bolly
Deep Float Diva or...
Look, they're the two, Stolly Bolly, Deep Float Diva. I'm not sure. Deep Float Diva's got a tendency to just get a little bit back, so I was a little bit worried about that. The same for Stolly Bolly, so one of them's going to have to be pretty good. I think Stolly Bolly has the class. This is what I was trying to pull up. How many lengths it was behind Switzerland in the Coolmore, but my computer froze, 3.6. So it's got that Group 1 form line, while a few of these are benchmark level. So I think it's got the class. It'd be better suited 1200, but class should prevail.
If it goes full-blown leader-ish, don't overlook Dreams Ella to be quite...
No,
loves
I know.
it.
You watch what happens when I hop back on Dreams Ella.
Yeah, I know. We're not getting back on. We're just race number 6 of the 1,000 metres here. Benny, hit me with this.
Isha, very short. Big debut rating, $2.10. Bakash, $5. Oyster Lane, $5.50. And Samadra, $7.50.
Mitch?
Yeah, Isha, really impressive. Samandu, I thought good as well. They'll both be prominent on speed, but I'm giving the little edge to base fitness of Oyster Lane. He was disappointing last time at Flemington, but I just thought he laid out a little bit shine at the post there. I think back around a bend, barrier 2, close to the rail. He just gets his chance here, so just happy to forgive him off that, gets another go.
Yep, Oyster Lane for me. Let's go to race 7. This is the staying race over the 2040, BM100 here, Benny.
Sayadati Sadati is $3 favourite, one of the best back runners of the day, and I'm going to come with it. Nelly Laylax is $5, Charterhouse $6, and Relentless Voyager in the same silks as the favourite is $9.
Mitch?
Yeah, I like Sadati as well. That would probably be the main play in the race. But off Berkeley Square, I just thought it was floating around double figures.
Yes.
You can see that shopping each way. To me, the track's a yes, it's won here before, but now it's third up in trip over this sort of 2,000 metres now. He's just getting to the right point in his prep. So, I don't want to let him go around with nothing at his odds.
Can get too far back, though. It's the number one issue for that horse, isn't it?
Yeah, they might go along quick enough. A horse like Smoking Romans in the race with Nelly Laylax, so could set him up. But he has won here before, but I think he settled forward to midfield from memory that day.
Benny, that's going to be your top 4 horse?
Yeah, Sayadati Sadati should lead, should run top 4.
All righty. Race number 8, we're going to be quicker. Benchmark 74, Far Flung, the $5 favourite. Is it still?
Yep, still $5. Nana's Wish, $6.50. And Farnbar, is $6.50 as well.
Mitch?
They get tough from here. Look, I'm going to go each way play Prince of Nottingham, the 6, 2 from 2, tracking trip. Barrier 2 to the inside. Tommy Preble takes 2 kilos off, so it gets better in the weight. Farflung might be back and having to do work late, so I just think heavier the place maybe on Prince of Nottingham.
He was airborne late, far flung. And let's get to race number 9 on the card. Another really tough affair here, Benny.
Yeah, it is. Great Maximus, $5 favourite from Naval Academy. Luna Cat, $7. And LOU getting back to the Valley, well supported, $7.50.
Yeah, LOU for me, look, I just think it's flying under the radar a little bit. It's had 2 forgivable runs up there in Sydney. I think returning now, one before that wasn't in Sydney. Returns back to the Valley. His second highest career peak was here at this track. So 1,200 metres, yes. Drawn well enough. Damien Lane will put him in a good spot, so I think he can bounce back. I'd be back in him each way.
Mitch, what I need from you is I want your best at Moonee Valley.
Yep, so race 4, number 2, Midwest. Race 5, number 7, Stolly Bolly, and my each way is going to be race 9 at number 2, LOU. And if you wanted a roughie of the day, it's going to be Prince of Nottingham in race 8.
All righty. Let's turn our attention to Morphettville. We might just quickly touch on the feature here for a moment because we've got the Behemoth Stakes at Morphettville, which is race number 7. If you can get that up, Benny, on Bet365, give us an idea on the market.
Yeah, Chikala really well backed into $3 favourite. Is it me, $4.60? You're now getting $4.80 for recommendation, Mitchie.
Yeah, look, it's a good race. It's interesting, Miles. If the clouds open up, we're going Lingani, but I just don't think it's going to be that. It's going to be around that soft 6. I'm leaning the way of recommendation. I know he hasn't been his best since he went to Hong Kong, but he's 1.5 off in flight 2 starts back. He's 1.8 off bridle waltz. There's the stronger races than some of these are coming out of. So I think with the right fitness and the right map, it sets up well enough for him today. And my biggest danger, I think, is probably Is It Me? It's a horse that rarely misses first up. So they look the 2 to me. Sakala, no real knock, just continues to rise through the grades, but I think this meets a couple of more seasoned horses here. So recommendations the play for me, but if it gets to a heavy Some Amazingly Way, you're going to have to back Lingani.
So what are your better bets there at Morfettville?
Yeah, so we'll throw in recommendation. I'm going to make him my top 4 horse. I think there's enough value there in that smaller field.
Yep.
Race 3, horse number 3, Captain Harry. He was really good last start. It's a decent form reference. And then race 4, horse number 8, Hadra. I think the race sets up nicely for him. He was only about 3 lengths off Lose Some Win More last start. This is much easier, and the track should be playing fair enough for him to run over the top of him.
So our top 4 multi is Randwick, race 1, number 3, Mount Coop. Randwick, race 2, number 2, Benegal. The Valley, race 7, number 5, Sayadati Sadati. And Morfettville, race 7, number 2, Recommendation. And I'm not involved this week, so it's all on you boys, and you'll hear about it next week. I can tell you about that. Hey, Mitch.
You're starting to get airs of Gareth there about talking about dropping us if we get it all wrong.
No.
Start doing that.
I'd never drop you. It's not my style. Hey, mate, I appreciate you jumping on as always. I'll chat to you later on in the week.
Thanks, boys. Have a good one.
Mitch Lewis there. Best back runner, just recapping, would be Sadati there at Moonee Valley, and probably Sakala there at Morfettville.
Yeah, Escher as well, and then Private Eye in Sydney.
Do you reckon Escher, it's a big ask to go to the Valley again, isn't it?
It's a short price, that's for sure. I'd probably be waiting on it because there's been a fair bit of damage done already, and there's going to be some people who love Bakash and Oysterland, so just wait.
Anything from you a little bit wider before I let you go, because I'll come back and wrap the show at the end of this?
No, I like LOU as well.
Yep.
Each way, back at the Valley. Wind in the Line got me last time. He's running at Belmont as well, so I might come with it.
Hey, appreciate you jumping on as always, Benny. Go well. Looking forward to seeing you on the TV screens once again.
Appreciate it.
Benny Calusi there from Bet365. Don't forget the top 4 multi will go up after our Bet Boost today. All in veins of Bet Boost today at race 6 at Ballarat, which is available. You can also jump on the top 4 multi, which is Malcoop, Benegal, Sayadati, Sadati, and Recommendation. You can find that on Bet365 after today. And, of course, the Top Tote Plus. Like your Quinellas, Exactas, Trifectas, and First Fours and Quaddies. This Saturday, 365 pay out the highest national tote for all exotics at the Valley, Randwick, Eagle Farm, Morfettville, and Belmont. That's 45 races because it's never ordinary at Bet365. Imagine what you can be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Join the conversation. Text us on 0499 736 736. Live across Australia on SEN Track. Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Welcome back. Well, that completes a massive edition of our Thursday show of Giddy Up, a huge edition of Stable Mail. Don't forget to our $100 staking challenge, which Gareth loves. That'll be going up on our socials later on. So if you've missed any of how the trainers would spend $100, that'll be up a fair bit later. Of course, a weekend preview. Everything's available via podcast. Bag of tips is up there too. You can get the tips via the Track Hub, via the SEN app. We do it all for Bet365. Great partners of ours here at Giddy Up. You get the stake back bet offer, of course, at Moonee Valley in the first, up to $30. And you'll receive bet credits equal to your stake up to $30. That's because it's never ordinary when it's brought to you by Bet365. Imagine what you could be buying instead. Coming up at midday, Cam, Luke and I have got a futures show. We're going to look at the Memsy and the Winks, as well as look forward to what's happening in some sport with some futures betting. Tippers and Clippers will be up later on. You've got Tommy Haylock and his show on later on as well. You've got Trackside on as well. Facing the Breeze with Tim O'Connor is next. You name it, we have it. It's right here, one place. Your home of chasing, pacing, racing and punting. See you all tomorrow, 8 a.m. Big show.